right, we have some big breaking coming in from Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir Centre has now amended the J&K Reorganisation Bill, which now means that there are 2 assembly seats that will be reserved for Kashmiri Pandits. A big win for Kashmiri Pandits, as there will be 2 assembly seats that will be reserved for Kashmiri Pandits. 1 assembly seat to be reserved for displaced PoK residents. This is, of course, big news that's coming in. A big win, of course, for Kashmiri Pandits at the moment, who are fighting for a place. Now you've got very soon elections to happen in Jammu and Kashmir. This is the delimitation commission that's set up for Jammu and Kashmir. That's now recommended 2 assembly seats to be reserved for displaced Kashmiri Pandits on nomination basis, and some seats for displaced communities from PoK. Now, sources say the Modi government is likely to bring an amendment to Jammu and Kashmir Reorganisation Act in the current session of the parliament, and once passed, there will be 2 assembly seats over and above the total intake reserved for Kashmiri Pandits on nomination basis, and 1 seat for displaced residents of PoK. Let me cut across to Sunil Bhatt joining us live for more on that. Sunil, this is certainly a big win, a welcome move for Kashmiri Pandits. They were waiting for a news like this. 2 assembly seats that will be reserved for Kashmiri Pandits and 1 that will be reserved for displaced residents of PoK.
Absolutely, Nabila. You know, after the abrogation of Article 370 and 35A and reorganization of Jammu and Kashmir state, then, you know, the union government had constituted a delimitation commission, and it was asked to carry out the delimitation exercise in Jammu and Kashmir. After the delimitation, exercise was done, delimitation commission submitted its report, and in its report, the commission had recommended that 2 seats should be reserved for the displaced Kashmiri Pandits, but on nomination basis. And similarly, the commission had also recommended that seats should be also reserved for the displaced people from Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir on nomination basis. So these seats will be over and above the total intake. After the delimitation, the strength of Jammu and Kashmir Assembly is 90. So on 90 seats, elections will be held. 7 more seats were added after the delimitation process. And over and above these 90 seats, 2 will be given to Kashmiri Pandits and 1 will be given to the displaced communities from Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. So this was the recommendation of, delimitation commission. And now we are learning that the Modi government is going to bring Jammu and Kashmir Reorganisation Amendment Bill. And once this bill is passed, then in the J&K Assembly, there will be 2 more, members, and these members will be nominated by the Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir on nomination basis. Similarly, 1 member from the Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, displaced communities will be nominated to the J&K Assembly. Nabila, I will quickly get a reaction from the chief spokesperson of Jammu and Kashmir Congress, Mr. Ravinder Sharma. Mr. Sharma, you are aware of the new development that has taken place. Your reaction? What is the reaction? What is the stand of Congress party on this issue?
See, we had met the delimitation commission, and we had demanded that adequate representation should be given to the Kashmiri displaced people as well as the POJK displaced people. But this kind of representation, not by way of nomination, would not be justice to the community. First of all, they should be given the right to elect their genuine representatives, and that provision is already there in the Sikkim, where Sangha Assembly constituency is there. This was the demand of the Kashmiri Pandit community, and this was endorsed by the Congress party in the first delegation we met the delimitation commission. Although the delimitation commission did not hear us on many matters, it was one-sided exercise. As far as POJK displaced people are concerned, their demand was adequate representation out of 24, at least 8 seats. Nominating 1 member would be great injustice and joke to the people.
You are not satisfied with that?
This kind of, they should give them right of electing their representatives, and they should have elected representatives.
Nabila, you just heard from the chief spokesperson of Jammu and Kashmir Congress, Ravinder Sharma. He's saying that this kind of formula is not acceptable to the Congress party. He's saying that they are in favor of giving representation to the displaced Kashmiri Pandits as well as the displaced communities from Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. But seats should be reserved for them, and their elections should be held for those seats. And directly nominating people from these communities will not give justice to them. That's what the Congress party is saying.